Is there a shift to the right happening organically?
Kevin, that's such a great point. I don't think it's just the business world. I think it's across the country. People are fed up and they realize that Biden and Harris, they lied to us for the past 4 years about the cognitive state of our president, and they failed on immigration.
Dude, all right, look at what she's saying, dude. She's literally hitting Biden and Harris with all of the right-wing talking points. Watch this.
The expiration of Title 42 was the original sin. Millions of migrants poured into the country, and I am a naturalized immigrant myself. I'm speaking as an immigrant. My family and I came here with $200. We never took a handout. We waited in line. We followed all the rules. So for immigrants like me who became naturalized Americans, proud and grateful Americans, it's extremely upsetting that people are just flooding into the country willy-nilly.
So look at that. She literally just hit every right-wing talking point. But bro, hold up, okay? Let's go back here. Look at what she was doing.
She is now able to galvanize young people in states that were formerly completely out of play. Michigan is back. Young people who were disenchanted or completely tuned out are back. The energy behind her has been absolutely phenomenal. I don't remember this level of excitement since I was a kid cheering for Senator Obama. This is just truly incredible. And just for some perspective, it took me a year essentially to raise 1.1 million for President Biden. It took me a week to raise 2 million for Kamala Harris. So this is astounding and completely unprecedented.
Wow, that's a real change of heart she's had there. Let's go back and watch this one again, shall we?
People are fed up and they realize that Biden and Harris, they lied to us for the past 4 years about the cognitive state of our president, and they failed on immigration. The expiration of Title 42 was the original sin. Millions of migrants poured into the country, and I am a naturalized immigrant myself. I'm speaking as an immigrant. My family and I came here with $200. We never took a handout.
Dude, what is that, bro? What is that, dude? The real working people don't need to just be told that everybody's doing it wrong. We need a fight to coalesce around. We do. We need a fight. And the Republicans have turned it into this culture war, but I think I know what the fight needs to be, guys. I feel like the fight needs to be this. Don't replace the culture war with a class war. But I think this is exactly what we need to do. This is exactly what we need to do. We need a class war. We 100% need a class war. And it needs to be like the 99% versus the 1%. Because we're so getting screwed. Look at what this fucking thing says. This is so true, dude. The U.S. is the only place on earth where poor people shun free healthcare and free education because rich people tell them to. Dude, that's the alternate reality we're living in. We are living in a world where the wealthiest among us tell you, you don't need national healthcare. You don't need access to free education. That's going to be harmful. Meanwhile, they're sending their kids to Princeton and Yale with, platinum healthcare plans and access to acupuncture and EMDR and therapy. And they're like, no, but you don't want any of this shit. You guys want to have this shitty health insurance where chances are you're going to get denied and you're going to die in a 2-bedroom apartment 2 months behind on your rent. And you're going to be eating a stale box of Cheerios and 18-day-old milk. And they're like, but you really are a fighter. You're going to live in a fucking 1-bedroom trailer park, dude, with an avocado, like 4 slices of lemon and a bad hammy, bro. Dude, it's f***ed up. But I saw this and I really resonated with this. And I was like, no. This is exactly what we need, man. That's the shit we need, bro. I want to see a fucking battle. But now, have you noticed? I don't know what it is, but it seems like a lot of left-wing people are trying to sort of slide to the right now. Here's the thing, though. If you look at it, Kamala Harris got way less votes than Biden did, the 81 million he got in 2020. The right wing definitely showed up in this election. The left wing was not energized. We had half of the party was off on this Gaza thing. We had a whole bunch of young people that were just disappointed because Kamala Harris was talking about the most powerful military and hanging out with fucking Dick Cheney and shit. And Joe Biden should have never goddamn run, bro. He said he wasn't going to run and he was too fucking old. So a lot of mistakes were made. But here's the problem. The problem I have is the fact that with Lindy Lee and people like her, who a couple months ago were like, oh my God, the energy behind Kamala, she's so good, she's so powerful. They're not being real. I believed in Kamala's energy. I absolutely did. But I don't believe that there's some crazy shift to the right. I believe that there's a bunch of propaganda going on now, and hatefulness is on the rise, and people are trying to react to civil rights advancements and advancements of women's rights and advancements of LGBTQ rights by trying to clamp down on it. But like, we need to fight that shit. It's like, you know, when they were trying to get rid of segregation and they lost a battle, did everybody just say, oh, it looks like there's been a shift to the right, so fuck it, we're not going to fight to end segregation? Or when, you know, shit was going on with the Vietnam War, oh, shift to the right. Yeah, let's start being right-wingers now, and maybe we'll get a paycheck. It's like, no, instead of her crying about this shit and capitulating to all these right-wing talking points, we need to be fighting for something. And what is she fighting for when she's crying about the border shit? Saying this like, oh, there's a shift to the right. Dude, there's a reaction. People are trying to slow progress. People are trying to go backwards. And they're being fed to that. And yes, we need to be resisting this whole like acquiescing in advance and this piling on of the Democrats. Like they keep piling on of the Democrats. Where is the party standing up to Nancy Mace? Why is nobody coalescing and standing up to Nancy Mace? Why aren't people resisting the people in government, dude? It's like they're all ready to bend over. And it's almost like some of these people are inherently right-wing. Like, what are they even talking about? That is quite a tonal difference. You see that tonal difference? Lindy Lee in 1 minute is like, man, I've never seen enthusiasm like this for Kamala. It's the craziest thing, unbelievable. And then the minute it gets hard, the minute Kamala loses, and the minute that shit gets dark, she's like, oh, the whole country's shifting to the right. Like, oh, shit, I'm going to start saying how all the right-wing talking points are accurate. And the thing is, even if the country is shifting to the right, which some people, right-wingers, may be shifting further to the right. But, like, that means we just need to move further to the left and resist. We do need to move, though. We don't need to move further to the right. We don't. Because the right wing is full of shit, dude. Yeah, I'm not going to the right. Bro, I don't care if I'm streaming for 2 fucking people eating top ramen and a bag of dog shit. I will never capitulate to the right, dude. I'm serious. Those guys, because they're full of shit, bro. And seeing what like Anna and Cenk are doing now is disgusting, dude. Dude, have you seen Cenk's tweets, dude? Like, look at his tweets, bro. Homie is off the fucking deep end, boss. He's using the phrase radical left. He's starting to use their language. The radical left is bullying the rest of us for years. But dude, he was the radical left, bro. Him and Anna were literally the people who started the radical left. Dude, I used to see Anna like years ago screaming like, fuck you, religious people. I don't give a shit about your Bible. Stay away from my rights. And a couple of years later, somebody called her a birthing person, and she's ready to like have all the transgender people be shot. Like, what the fuck is going on with them? Radical left, every single tweet. And look who's getting in here, bro. He's got Donald Trump Jr. now replying to his tweets, bro, and not in an angry way. Dude, look at that. The rabbit hole. Donald Trump Jr., Ashley St. Clair, libs of TikTok. Dude, they're all in his replies now. This guy is such a fucking piece of shit. Bro, I'm serious, dude. We need to disavow these motherfuckers. He's trying to play the middle, but I mean, we know why he's doing it. He's doing it because TYT has 6 million subscribers and their videos are getting 10,000 views, 20,000 views, 9,000 views, bro. Dude, like, this is crazy. 11K, like, I have a lot of videos that are getting more views than TYT, and I've only got 8,000 subscribers. Look at this shit. My videos are getting more views than his shit. I've got 8,000 subs, boss. And now they're saying Polymarket Studios. Like, are you shitting me? Did you see the tweet he did? Look at this. He says, my ultimate goal is to get money out of politics. I hate the corruption. I hate that mainstream media denies it. We see politicians take millions in front of us and they insult our intelligence by telling us that those politicians don't work for the people who just paid for them. And I'm like, dude, the irony of Cenk tweeting this from Polymarket Studios is pretty wild, right? Dude, he starts off every day now by saying we're coming live to you from Polymarket Studios. So the politicians are taking millions and they're beholden to the people who paid them. But Cenk is sitting in Polymarket Studios, bro. But he's really one of the real ones. I swear. Dude, what fucking timeline are we living in, bro? But what I want to see happen, guys, is I think it's time that we embrace the term radical and we put a spin on it. I think we need to stop letting radical be a term that shuts us down, that makes us run. We need to stop letting the word socialism be a term that shuts us down and makes us run. We have allowed a right-wing centered media culture to add these words that then scare people off from the fight. But I think we have to adopt the word. We have to take away the power of their campaigns. And when you say radical left is the problem, it's not, dude. Because right now there's a radical right. Tell me destroying all the government agencies isn't radical. Tell me a cabinet with 14 billionaires in it isn't radical. Tell me that putting the Bible back in grade schools isn't radical. Rolling back 50 years of women's rights is fucking radical. Murdering homeless people on the subway and then going to the ball game with the president is fucking radical. This idea that, like, we are living in a world where the radical right is allowed to be radical and we don't do shit. We need to stop letting them use their terms against us. When you think about it, if somebody says, I'm a radical, it's like, God damn it, we need to be radical, bro. I mean, think about it. CEOs are murdering people with healthcare, and then when somebody guns down the CEO, everybody's celebrating. That sounds pretty fucking radical, bro. The fact that we're the last and one of the wealthiest countries out there that doesn't have healthcare, that's now removing access to education. You have public schools where school only happens 4 days a week. We need to be radical, bro. Like, come on, bro. We have a abuser as a president. Like, you're goddamn right, I am radical, because this world is full of shit. We have one guy named Elon Musk who is threatening to primary the entire Congress, bro. If we're not going to get radical right now, like, when are we, bro? It's like, come on, man. I feel like we need some French Revolution style radical. Dude, I'm serious. This person said, jokes aside, I'm feeling rather anxious that there are so many CEOs still at large. I just think it's frightening that dangerous people like that are allowed to roam freely, where at any time they might walk into a boardroom and kill thousands of people with the stroke of their pen. But dude, it's so true. Yeah. Like, I'm laughing too because I'm like, oh my God, it's so ridiculous, but it's true. They're allowed to go into the boardroom and just kill people with their pen, and everyone is totally cool with it. That's our world, bro. It like, honestly, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real to me sometimes, guys. Like, what world are we living in? Dude, this shit is brutal, dude. Man, I have so many complicated feelings about this and the kind of message it sends with like vigilantism. Because obviously we've had a couple of things go on this week. We had Luigi Mangione killing the United Healthcare CEO, and a huge public reaction to that, because that United Healthcare CEO kills tens of thousands of people every year. And so the thing that's really problematic to me about this is the right wing is very clear. If you unnecessarily kill, a poor homeless guy or somebody from a marginalized group, like, we're going to celebrate you. I mean, because this guy, whatever, Jordan Neely, was out of control on the subway. I wasn't there, but say he's out of control. He's harassing everyone on the subway. This guy certainly could have restrained him until the next stop, and they could have gotten, the cops. He didn't have to murder him. The killing part was the unnecessary part. But it's this idea that they get to dictate the terms in which killing is okay. But our society is so twisted. What we consider to be good or have value, I feel like, is really out of whack right now. I mean, even the fact that, he's at this football game with this guy who's the president-elect, who is like a abuser, a felon, a crook. You know what I mean? We're just so gross. Dude, we're really gross. Like, what we elevate versus what we demonize. It makes me super fucking sad. These people have actively campaigned against any type of progressive law enforcement. I mean, a lot of cities have tried to do a more progressive law enforcement where they don't come down dropping the hammer on really minor crimes. And these guys have made a political career of trying to say that, like, if you commit any crime, like, you need like the book thrown at you, no mercy, law and order. But if you murder someone unnecessarily, or you actually abuse somebody, or you steal a whole bunch of money, or a corporation just ravages people, these guys are like, yeah, let's celebrate it. Cool deal. Man, we're f***ed up, bro. We are not in a good place, dude. America is going to go through some dark times.